and welcome back. I'd like to introduce you to a new segment I'm going to call History in Under 5 Minutes. I hope you enjoy.
The Tudors Dynasty Podcast.
The origins of the Wars of the Roses can be traced back to King Henry IV, who sat on the throne of England after taking it from his cousin Richard II. Henry VI, the grandson of Henry IV, created more conflict between the two houses by his own instability as a ruler. This led to the First Battle of St. Albans in 1455, between Richard, Duke of York, and the army of Richard VI. From there, the conflict spread like wildfire, with battles and sieges raging across the land. The Wars of the Roses were characterized by their brutal nature and the frequent shifting of alliances. No one was safe, not even the king himself, as the country was plunged into a state of constant uncertainty and fear. The noblemen of England, once proud and mighty, were reduced to plotting and scheming, while the common people were left to suffer the consequences of the war and pray for peace. However, amidst all the darkness and despair, the Wars of the Roses also brought about new opportunities. New families rose to prominence as those who had been previously excluded from power found a chance to make their mark. The arts and culture also flourished, as the new families patronized artists and writers who produced works that reflected the tumultuous times. The Battle of Bosworth Field in 1485 marked the end of the Wars of the Roses, as Henry Tudor emerged victorious and claimed the throne for himself. The consequences of the wars were far-reaching, as the nation struggled to rebuild and come to terms with what had happened. The power of the monarchy was also weakened, as the nobility and common people saw that the king was not invincible. This paved the way for the development of a stronger parliament, which gradually gained more power over the monarchy in the centuries that followed. The Wars of the Roses was a time of great tragedy and hardship, but also of change and renewal. It was a period that tested the strength and resilience of the English people, and one that left a lasting impact on the nation's history and culture. It was a time of heroes and villains, of noble deeds and base betrayals, and a time that will forever be remembered as one of the most tumultuous and exciting periods in England's history.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Tudors Dynasty Podcast. You can follow and support the Tudors Dynasty Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Patreon @Tudors Dynasty.